Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
Hello everyone, welcome to NeoUnrealist. Now I'm sure almost all of you watching this, you're aware of the fantastic news that a couple of nights ago on Saturday night, the single most wanted bad guy in the world, he pulled the ripcord and took the express elevator to paradise. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the notorious leader of, what would Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar call him?
Some people did something?
Yeah, the infamous leader of some people who did something. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, he's gone. U.S. President Donald Trump, he made the official announcement to the American people a little after 9 a.m. yesterday on Sunday morning. So this was a huge victory in the long campaign against, those people who did something, especially considering, all the overwrought drama in Washington that's gone on for the past, I guess, couple weeks almost now, over the president's decision to redeploy the small number of U.S. forces, in that specific area of operation. The Washington Post, like just about every other major news outlet yesterday, when the morning started, they had little choice but to report it straight. In spite of their penchant for trying to find a way to spin even the most unambiguously positive stories involving President Trump, the bad orange man, their initial take was to lead with the facts, and it was an appropriate obituary headline for, al-Baghdadi, who in his short reign, he put himself firmly into the category of one of the worst human beings who ever existed. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, some people who did something's chief, kicks the bucket at 48. The obituary itself, was written by a guy, Joby Warwick, and then in an act that this is going to go down in the annals of journalistic infamy. Sometime around 11:15 a.m. on Sunday morning, the Washington Post changed the headline to Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, austere religious scholar at helm of... Hold on. Did the Washington Post alter its headline and record the passing of one of history's worst barbarians as a religious scholar? What? I mean, I realized, Trump derangement syndrome has resulted in the mainstream media doing and saying some real doozies, over the past 3 or 4 years. But this is absolutely batshit crazy. According to the Washington Post, the guys throughout history who they link Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi with are not people like, Attila the Hun, Timur the Lame, Genghis Khan. No, when you reflect upon the life and passing of the man, you're supposed to accord him a place, in history among the likes of St. Augustine of Hippo or Thomas Aquinas, maybe Pope Gregory the Great. No, this works. Let's go with this. Let's rank Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi with, say, Ephraim the Syrian or Isaac of Antioch or Isaac of Nineveh, for that matter. Or let's be fair, those are all Christian theologians. How about guys from his own faith tradition, like Bukhari or maybe Al-Shafi, maybe? When I think about Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi and his place in history, it's for his scholarly pursuits. Under the Washington Post methodology, how would some other historical figures have been memorialized in their obits, I wonder? Would a certain German chancellor, whose light was extinguished in a subterranean bunker complex in Berlin in 1945, would they have written, renowned public speaker, best-selling author, or, how about this, noted dog lover? I mean, he just loved that German Shepherd Blondie, right? That sounds legit. How about O.J. Simpson if he were to leave the mortal coil? Here lies Orenthal James Simpson, noted rental car enthusiast and a pioneer of running through airports. Yeah, ask Nicole Brown Simpson how that wound up. Why stop there? Look, here lies Jim Jones, noted proponent of Kool-Aid consumption. Oh, my apologies, that was a bit of fake news there. Jones actually did, he used a grape flavor aid down there in Jonestown, Guyana, so my apologies to the Kool-Aid people. Come on. This was nuts on the part of the Washington Post. HuffPo and New York Magazine contributor Yashar Ali, I think he's the guy that channeled it seemed like to be outrage that spanned the spectrum from left to right, even among the Twitterati, when he's like, look, what the hell's going on here? His take was that they had it right the first time. So if this seems like maybe a trivial thing to you, think deeply about this now. think very carefully about what the Washington Post did in their folly when they changed that headline. Forget the whole trying to downplay Baghdadi to minimize Trump's achievement angle, because that's what I think what the motivation was. But the Washington Post, probably only second in the pantheon of mainstream media newspaper importance to, say, the New York Times, they just conferred onto Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi and the organization he led, some people who did something, remember, they just legitimized him and his interpretation of their faith as based in scholarship. Yes, the Washington Post just described this piece of human garbage a place among people like, say, the Pope in Rome or the Dalai Lama. His followers, they're not following some deranged madman. They weren't misinterpreting the texts and doctrines of their faith. They're following the lead of an austere scholar. Maybe the next time the Washington Post gets a cockamamie idea about, how to spin a news event so as to minimize a tremendous victory for a president that they clearly despise, maybe they just should think of the ramifications of what they do. I mean, I couldn't think of a greater propaganda gift to hand to whatever remains of this guy's propaganda operation, and the new leader who's taken over for al-Baghdadi, this Abdullah Kardash guy, he's also known as Haji Abdullah al-Afari. They could have given the new guy no greater gift than to cement al-Baghdadi's legacy and therefore their warped cause, the legitimacy of being grounded in legitimate scholarship, which ironically is the opposite of what they've been telling us, about those people who did something for the last 20 years. Remember, they were supposedly misunderstanders of the real doctrines and dogmas of their belief system. Well, not anymore, because according to the Washington Post, they were founded and led by an austere religious scholar. That's all for this NeoUnrealist. If you want to help the channel grow, do me a favor, hit like for this video, leave a comment below, mash down on the subscribe button. If you're not already subbed to the channel, click on the notification bell beside it. You put it on the all setting if you want to keep up with newer content. And if you want to contribute directly to the channel, toss your hard-earned dollars into the tip jar. Follow the links below to subscribe star or PayPal. And if you watch this on BitChute, you can just click on the green tip pledge button on the video player. Thanks for watching.
It's going to be stopped. It's going to be stopped. Somebody criticized me the other day because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. I don't care. They've got to be stopped.